Welcome back to Dallas DIY. We are today, in this afternoon, looking at some cabinet drawers that were recently installed. These were installed for the purpose of understanding what is going on in the back of the shelving space here in the pantry. The shelves give easy access to understand what's happening back here. You don't gotta pull everything out or dig back in the shelves. The drawers kind of simplify that whole entire issue. Here below, you can kind of see though, the spacing isn't exactly optimal. There is room for another drawer. So what we're gonna try and do today is either lift one up and add one below, or lower this one down a little and add one up top. The first thing that we're gonna do here this afternoon as we add another drawer is to cut one of these support boards as well as these support posts on the side. As you can see up in there, they're drilled into the side of the pantry. We have to install one of these shelves here for the drawer to rest on its tracks. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this drawer out. And underneath on the tracks, there's some fasteners and some retract fittings that we're going to clip while we remove the drawer. And bingo. Next step here, as we have the drawer removed, there are some screws towards the back. We got to get those pulled out. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Remove the drawers. Okay, only the top ones. Okay, now that we have our screws removed, we are going to remove the homemade shelf. Get that out of the pantry. Okay, now we have a big open space, as you can see. So that open gap right there is where we want to eventually have two shelf/drawers. Okay, so next, you guys can see the post/runners on the sides here. These are going to have to be lowered. We're gonna go ahead and use our star screw, our DeWalt drill, 20 volts, and get these screws removed. Okay. Last one. Okay, this should just pop free here. Okay. Set that down. Now we're going to work the other side. It may be hard to see, but it's the same process. Okay, just gonna pop it loose. All right, so the next step is we are gonna add some rails. Now, we bounced back and forth with a few different ideas on how to take the right measurements of where we want it to be. However, we settled on the idea that we're just gonna measure on the front of the cabinet and put a level on top of it. So we'll start here. We've got our trusty level here. We have a measurement taken, which is right there. And we're gonna line it up. Right about there. Okay. Hold that in place. The screw is just started, should at this point be held up back there via gravity. Before I tighten it all the way down, we're gonna double check with the level. Okay, look good, look good, look good. Let's tighten her down. Right till it clicks. Do not want to risk stripping. And that will be good enough to support and hold that shelf in place. Perfect. Okay. Now, this one's going to be a little tricky. The level doesn't exactly cooperate into this cabinet perfectly well. So we're working with a little bit of diagonal movement here. So we are right about there. Being resourceful with our tools. Okay. And continue to hold all this in place. Actually, I'm going to do one more check. Level, various angles, and that bubble holds center. Perfect. Okay, gravity should now hold it. Okay. Okay, now that we're tightened down, we're going to check again, and we'll check the other way as well. Don't know if you can see it, but the bubble is right there in the middle. Good. Now we'll check it this way. It's off like a hair. Pretty much centered. Yeah, that's good. Cool. All right. Rails are installed for the additional shelf. Okay, for our next step, as you can see, I've removed the bottom drawer, and we're gonna add another set of rails in here. We've taken our measurements, and everyone knows the old saying, measure twice, cut once. So that is what we're in the process of doing right now. So just like the last time, got my level in here, and I am setting this thing up right about there. Okay, holding the wood in place, getting my drill. Adjust our footing a little bit here. in gravity. Level. Put this thing where it needs to be. Right about there. Okay. Okay, I just got the bottom set of rails installed. We're gonna try it with the level again, going across, making sure we're all good. Check that center bubble, various angles. We seem to be holding 0. Okay, same thing this way. Just to double check. And yes, we are holding 0. Okay. All right, so we got our last side tracks installed. Bottom shelf is installed. This is our new top shelf going in here. Gotta go in at an angle, and there we are. Now, this wood is a little bit warped, and so with that being said, we are going to have to bolt this piece of wood, screw it down into the side post, and we have some brackets in the back. If y'all remember from the beginning of the video when I removed those screws out, we're going to utilize those as well. Okay, so now we are going to secure these brackets into place. We got some of these small screws that came with it. This is the Elfurgeer DIY Combo Lifestyle cabinet install video for those watching. All right, so you guys might be able to see there's some old screw holes in there from the previous drawer, but new beginnings. Okay. These preset brackets were on some extra wood. Okay. Screw these in. Okay. And we're gonna go to the other side. Make sure we can get that there. See that back there? I'm doing my best to keep my arm out of the camera angle. Locked in. Okay, going in on the second shelf, extra bracket screws here. Let there be light. You guys can see the piece of wood's a little bit warped, so you see some bounce when I turn the drill. Okay, going in for another bracket screw. Nice and easy. Okay. You don't have to give it hell until it clicks, but make sure it gets nice and secure and fastened in there. Just about there, maybe one click. Don't want to strip these things in case you ever want to remove them. Going in, try to line it up, centered. Okay, one click, and we're good. Just about ready to add some drawers here. Okay, here's how we're looking. There's a zoom out. We've added these rails, this shelf, and this shelf. My next step, I'm just gonna do one little extra security step, is to bolt this down into place. And that's because this board is warped. As you guys can see, it's kind of moving here. Okay, so as you guys can see, I have added the last drawer here. Slides in real nice, a soft close. Now, I'm gonna try and do this last drawer here, one of these last drawers, with a bunch of food in it already. Maybe not the smartest move, but we'll see how this goes. Locks into place. Boom! How about that? Nice and snug, like a glove. All right, and then our final drawer will go into that last gap. I want to thank you guys for watching today. It's been a fun little project here.